5, take two.
Take
Welcome
two.
from our hiatus-breaking episode of RNG presents The Dark Veil.
Let's go. Let's go.
Sorry, I was listening to the stream and us try to talk to the main chat. It was just like a round robin of chaos, and it was just nuts. Oh
That's
boy,
just our life, man.
that's fair.
Tonight,
So-
we will see the conclusion, the epic conclusion to this arc of The Dark Veil as our
Hopefully.
adventurers finally face Uldred, Lord of Amethyst. But first, our sponsor tonight is...
Yeah, so I was actually approached at work by a guy who said he watches the podcast or the Twitch stream, and he just handed me this note. He said, "Have you ever seen a train?" So that's our sponsor. Have you ever seen a train? Our second sponsor tonight is the Curls on Max Head.
Hey, thanks.
Thanks for sponsoring us, ominous note and curls.
Yeah, it was like he didn't have a discernible face, so I didn't know what to make of it. But I mean, he paid me $6,000 to say that. So
Oh wow, okay.
I think you're fibbing.
why? Why would I do
Although,
that?
real story. This reminded me. This brought up a moment where during work, I was servicing one of my customers, and this dude just like walks up to me. He's like a short Filipino dude. This is important because he hands me this card that says, "Do you like eggs?" And then Filipino writing underneath it. I was like, "Thanks, I guess." And he just walks away after handing it to me, and I'm just like, "What am I supposed to do with this?" He
It
just
sounds
hands
like
me.
you just copied my story and made it a little weirder. So
No, I swear to God, I wish I
Your
still
guy
had the
wasn't
card.
Filipino?
No, he was ethereal. He had no
Yeah.
face.
well, he might have. It was just under a deep hood.
Anyways,
This.
getting back
So
on
yeah,
track.
keep an eye
Yeah,
out for
so-
trains, everybody.
Keep an eye out for trains. They could come
Also-
from nowhere.
Do you like eggs?
And also an interesting thing to pose. When we last left off, our group of adventurers,
Blinded by the light.
having been purposely captured by the cult of Amethyst, had been taken into the stronghold itself and imprisoned deep within the Amethyst halls, inside of a relatively circular kind of jagged room with these transparent kind of amethyst-hued prisms that served as jail cells. Inside this circular room, you had encountered a figure who you had known to be Sybil Sycamore, a very notorious mercenary and bounty hunter of Primaris, the name you had heard from Faustus so long ago. Additionally, another figure by the name of Caligast, a crippled old blind beholder that had been in here for longer than he would like to recall. And the Dung Defender, one of the legendary warriors of Varus Dwal, having fallen very low and kept prisoner within the Amethyst domain. As you tried to draw his attention, you had shown him Veritas's cloak, to which he had said that as long as the cloak still had shadow, then Veritas was alive. And that is where we pick up tonight's session of The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil.
The Dark Veil. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
After 6 weeks.
After 6 weeks. So, there you are within your amethyst cell.
While everyone's kind of talking, we've been talking to Sybil, and the Dung Defender just kind of dropped this bomb. Balefire, have you any spare parchment that I can borrow?
Let me check my notes.
Okay.
So
I can't remember.
Is
I
this
get on
dude-
my iPad and
Right.
start looking through my equipment.
Is this dude called the Dawn Defender? D-A-W-N? Oh, so like,
Like dong with a U.
That's the way to describe it.
so like,
If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, he's a dung beetle, yes?
that is correct. Yes.
okay, thank God. I was kind of worried that like I was mishearing this the whole time, and I was just like, am I just going crazy? Am I hearing dung? And it
He is
turns
a-
out I not crazy.
Yeah, he is a taller 3 creen with a red carapace. You can obviously tell that he's a dung beetle. He is
The smell
pretty tall, kind of lithe, but also some musculature that you can see.
I've got 10 sheets.
Could I just borrow like 3 of them? Would that
No.
be all right?
Yeah.
It's my paper, Dane. Get here. God, he's trying to steal from me.
So I'm going to take a few sheets of paper and just kind of set off to the side and start taking some notes.
Okay.
And I will
Do you have a writing
probably do
utensil?
that- Rats.
He's
Yeah,
got
you can borrow my pen.
All right, you quill, thank you.
Okay, do you have any
pen.
ink to go with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I was gonna say he's got dung all around him.
Yeah, I
I do?
shit on my
Good
hand
point.
and I write on the paper.
Don't like that.
I'll probably do that until we get called, depending how long that takes.
Okay.
It's not letting me like edit it to take out 3, Brandon, but I'll make a note.
Is the item just 10 sheets of paper, or is it?
Yeah. No, the quantity is 10.
So just put
So there's a
minus
plus.
3. Like just hit the minus button 3 times.
No, it won't let me. So I'm saying.
D&D and Beyond's...
You got it.
Yes.
D&D and Beyond's been weird tonight, apparently, so...
Oh,
Should
interesting.
just be...
Kinda like my internet service.
So I'll just make a note in our Slack.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Can I
Kinda.
look around to see like where like things are, like what my location is, kind of the layout of the rooms? Because I don't remember what you said. About, like, the layout.
I'll just tell you.
Okay.
So it is. It's like a circular kind of a general shaped room. It's got rigid edges, so it looks more like some kind of like a hexagonal room almost. And each cell is basically like a wedge that points towards the center of the room, and it's like nearly transparent, kind of amethyst prism. To your right, you have Sybil, and to your left, you have Caligast. If you're looking kind of diagonally from the room, you can see that at the very opposite end is the Dung Defender. In the center, there appears to be some kind of operational dais And there are 2 guards posted in the entrance of this room.
Operational dais? What's that?
Like, how would I describe a dais? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. A dais, maybe? Let's see. Dais. Like a small podium, almost like a low platform.
Oh, gotcha.
So how big would you say these like wedges are then?
Your cells take up about 10 feet in like space inside.
Got it. So then are we all separated, or
You're all in
or
the
we
same
all-
room.
Okay.
Yeah, and they left us with our weapons, so
Yep.
they ain't worried about us getting out.
So I just kind of turned to the guys and like, hey, you guys, remember the growing potions that we had, or sorry, growing mushrooms? You want to do a jailbreak?
I don't know if that's the best idea.
Rondon,
I'm just
I really made that guard mad.
I think we should wait until Uldred requests our presence.
we can make him more mad, and just kind of speed up the process,
Of dying.
or escaping.
Escape.
Can I make my way over to closer to the beholder?
Yeah.
She's like,
You can't see me.
Let's make fun of the blind person, guys.
he's not a person.
There's Appa.
Yep, yep.
Just
I see him. He's over there. Really?
What's your name? Because I don't remember. It's been 6 weeks.
Calgast.
Kwansing interjects.
I wasn't talking to you.
It's not too often that I remember anything, so I had to pipe up on that one. I'm impressed with myself.
You should be.
Way to go, buddy.
These guys.
So yes, you ask this question as Kwansing interjects, and then he goes to scratch his back with his staff.
While everyone was congratulating him.
Even the guards are like,
Yeah.
He looks up from the nose. Way to go, man. Got it.
but yeah, Spellfire, continue.
May I ask you some questions?
You can see them float over to the side where you are speaking from. And getting a good look at them, they look absolutely wretched. This hideous gray and slightly like reddish tinted skin in some places, leading you to believe that there is some kind of either like dermal disease or some kind of like scars that never fully healed. You can see that their teeth appear to be pretty sparse. They're missing a lot of teeth, and the ones that they have are quite small and jagged. This large, clouded white eye, and draped over them is a gray cloth. You can tell that they have no eye stalks left. Usually, from beholders that you have known or have researched about, they typically have all of these eye stalks around them that can shoot magical rays, and the center eyeball, which is an anti-magic field. But it appears as though nothing. He is a non-functioning beholder at this point, who can really only levitate. And as they approach the wall, they say, "That depends on if you have anything to offer me."
Oh. I'm sorry they've been cruel to you. If there's any chance that we can get you out, we will.
That alone is enough for me. Ask your questions.
Do you know, you've been here a long time. What kind of magic does Uldred hold?
Magic is a relative term. His power comes from a psionic energy.
From the crystals.
No. You could say it is he who gives the crystals their power.
Is it the shard?
While it does empower him, the power that he holds is a very strong psychic energy.
Do you know what gives him this power? Just his being, or is it?
It is a power that he's always held. An inherently powerful being.
So do the amethyst crystals then hold that psychic power?
In a sense, yes.
If he's controlling the crystals and providing the power, why does he need the Baron?
His power is not infinite.
But the Baron's is.
The Baron only serves as a magical conduit to funnel and channel the power of the shards through.
So the shards have infinite power.
In a sense.
In your time alive, have you seen anything else that could provide this power for him? Or anything that can even compare? Any substitute?
Nothing within your reach.
But what is it?
It takes a moment to consider. He says, "You do not wish to know."
If it'll get us out of here safely. Anything is possible. I do wish to know.
Is there no cost too great for you?
What do you mean?
Is this knowledge something you would go at great lengths to gain, no matter how it affected those around you?
No.
Then you do not wish to know.
Then I thank you for sparing us.
And turns away.
Well, fellas, we're screwed. Were you able to hear my conversation?
I'm sorry, you were speaking this whole time?
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, these whole crystals are just kind of distracting me this whole time, and I'm sorry. What were we talking about again?
Baron, not the Baron, Uldred.
Who?
Powers the crystals with psychic energy, psychic power.
It's not ringing a bell.
Rhonda. Well, I guess
He
that
gains power from the crystals through the Baron.
Now, when you speak of the crystals, are you talking about the amethyst around us? Or the stars, the shards?
The amethyst.
'Cause I believe it's the shards that he's
Oh, right, you're right. Sorry.
channeling through the barren.
I thought pregnancy brain.
Mazel tov.
Terrible place for a pregnant woman.
Oh, I know. But we can do anything.
This is D&D after all.
I go back to my notes. Unsure what Rondon means by it's D&D.
I meant shards. You're right, Taylor. Sorry.
That's all right.
I turned to Sybil. How do we request his presence?
Well, unfortunately, you don't. He'll get to you when he gets to you, but you'll just have to wait, unfortunately. Now, I do have a way to pass the time. If anyone is interested. She reaches into her side pouch and she pulls out a deck of cards and just begins to
Ooh,
shuffle.
I'll play.
Well, it's been a hot minute since I played cards.
Dane puts away his notes.
Okay.
What's the catch? Or sorry, what's the game?
Catch is goldfish.
My worst enemy.
Have you ever played crawlers before?
Isn't that the game Pit lost?
Well,
Isn't it? Yeah.
I played
I feel
walkers.
like I have in a different lifetime.
We had a friend who lost some money playing that game, but
She's dead now.
yeah, so moving on.
So, who's in?
You can count me in.
I'm in.
Eric's just watching.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm now.
All right then.
I don't remember how to play those, so
It's okay. It's pretty easy. So, everyone draws 2 cards. Both of you roll 2d4.
Okay.
Keep that number secret.
Do we add it?
Yep, add it together.
Okay.
Oh man. Did D&D Beyond take off their digital dice?
I don't know.
well, you want to roll it in secret, Mac.
Oh, that's fair.
All right. To start, everyone puts 5 quill in.
All right. In.
All right. From here, you can either raise or move on to the next one. If anyone raises, you either have to match it or you're out.
Okay, but what's our goal? To get the highest
The
number?
highest number,
Get-
yep.
Okay.
I'll raise. Let's do another 10.
Okay.
All right.
Sybil will pay up.
Put me in for.
I didn't know you were playing, Mac.
I said yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Put me in for 15.
Rondon's just at Dane's shoulder. So I'm in.
15. Okay, so
So 5 more from me.
5 more. Yep. She'll go in too. Balefire, are you going in for the 15 higher? 15 more?
I
quill?
put the cards down. Bloody hell.
Okay, so Balefire's out. All right, the next one. Go ahead, everyone draw 1 card. So 1d4.
1d4.
She will. She'll raise 10.
I will match.
Okay, Rondon.
I'll keep up. I'll match.
Okay. All right, everyone. 1 more d4. She'll raise another 5.
I'll go 5 beyond that, so 10.
Okay. All right. Rondon, will you match the 10?
I'll go 15.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
5
so,
more.
All right. Last card. Everyone roll 1 more d4.
All right.
This is wild. I'm watching Rondon try to one-up Dane, and Dane have his gambling problem all in one night.
I don't get a lot of chances to.
Have a gambling problem? That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good thing.
All right.
You guys are going to do anything.
This is the last round. She's gonna raise 15.
But we're not rolling anymore.
Nope.
I'll match.
Okay. Dane, you in?
I'll match.
All right, 15. Everyone reveals their
Raise
cards.
if you bad.
She has a total of 17.
Joke's on you. I got 13.
7.
7? Tyler!
Nothing but
Yes.
ones and twos the whole time.
Oh my
What?
god. All right, so
I
she
was-
takes everyone's money.
Dang!
I was really hoping to just drive the number up enough that they would fold.
Yeah, so the first round she got a combined total of 7. Then she rolled a 3, then a 4, then a 3.
And tell me how much gold you lost, and I will. That's pretty much. I matched you pretty much every round, except for maybe went 5 up once.
Oh Lord, 55, I think. I don't remember what I
He
was at to
says,
begin with.
help me. Oh my god.
Also, it's Quill.
Oh,
Next.
so my B.
Yeah, Peter to be
Don't
exact.
you live in this world?
30, 40, 50.
I barely
60,
live in this world.
That's fair.
60 Quill.
Ooh, 60 quill.
And do you have to kind of like push the quill to the edge of the the cell because they can't go through?
Ooh, yeah. I think D&D Beyond is just not working tonight. So
Yeah,
I'll,
it's not working really well.
Oof.
make a note.
All right.
Looks like we didn't lose the quill. Sorry. Thanks a lot.
Oh no. But also, it's still just sitting in our cell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, how is she speaking to us?
Very carefully.
Air and sound can pass just fine.
$60.
There's no quill button. I don't want to type it out. I'm lazy. Who do you think I am? Someone with ambition to.
Rhonda, put your
spell.
phone away. Like-
She
I'm
says.
just
She
gonna
says
wait.
to you, Dane. She says, "Your deceptions could use a little work, but overall not bad for your first game. Then
Thank you.
that was terrible for your first game.
Consang?
you were a good sport about it."
3 rounds later, Dane is completely naked.
The Apexis flora, like everything.
He's just like scratching. Just like I'm good for my work. Please let me another round. Need to make it back.
Can't pay the guild
Double or
dues.
nothing.
Yeah.
I do it.
So that game resolves with her victory. Is there anything else you guys would like to do besides just wait?
I will have it, with my coin pouch lighter, I will finish up my notes as much as I can.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna grab a notebook real quick because I realized we can't mark off stuff if D&D Beyond's not working.
Oof.
Okay, I guess it's working fine for me. I saw Eric had a dice roll a bit ago. Yeah, I think it was like a 2 and a 1, a 1, a 1, a 2.
Oof. That's rough.
Oh, talking about stickers again. This one on my notebook. So that's rough, buddy.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm good to time skip until.
Well, maybe. How long is this time skip? He's like, it
50
takes
years.
3 weeks.
Yeah. You're all like old. Everyone
All
besides
right, we're breaking out.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
everyone besides Rondon and Eric are like decrepit.
Because we're gonna live forever, baby. Although now thinking about it, seeing that Eric's like in his 20s, is this like his version of being like Ash Ketchum in the Johto League? Just entering the world at 13.
Yeah.
Catching Pokemon. Anyways.
You guys wait for a couple of hours. Probably a good 4 hours have passed at this point.
Return the quill and ink to Wheelfire.
Okay.
Thank you.
Close.
While you are within the cells, you begin to hear and feel what feels like tremors. Everything begins to shake. And there are sounds of almost like a psionic thrumming, like the towers that you had heard when you were entering the city, the sentry towers. At hour 5, there is a change in guard.
Interesting.
Do the new guards look familiar to us in any way?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
I want to just kind of like signal for the guard, like, hey guard, hey, psst, psst, hey, listen, buddy, psst, 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 come here.
So make a persuasion check.
All right, let's see what my persuasion is. For some reason, I was reading persuasion as percussion. It's like that doesn't make any fucking
Percussion
sense.
check.
But that was a natural 20. So
Natural 20.
Hey!
first natty 20 of the night, y'all.
Shovel.
Oh,
Go ahead, show the muscle.
oh, okay. This guy. It's nothing, but it's something. Anyways, psst, buddy. Psst, buddy.
There's a careful approach from this guard as they reach the front of your cell. Very obviously, they are Gemstone Dragonborn, wearing heavy plate, a sword at their hip, and kind of holding a shield in front of them. They look
So,
at
like,
you.
Hey, so what's the deal with this place? We've been kind of waiting for a little bit to kind of get an audience with Alderon. I honestly forgot his name. I'm sorry. That's Mac. That's Mac being a dummy. Please don't correct me. Please.
No one tell him.
No! Ah! All right, I'm going to roll with it then. We've been waiting.
Oh God.
We've been waiting for audience with the all around. When do you think this will happen? I mean, I'm not saying that we got places to go, because I mean, obviously, we're behind these bars, but I don't know, just feeling antsy. Also, what's your name, man?
There's this quizzical look on their face as you quickly come to find out that they have no idea what you're saying.
Don't speak common.
Sorry, let me try Gnomish. Hey, baby, how's it going?
They raise an eyebrow and turn back to their guard compatriot, who's just does the pacha like the shrug.
I speak up and I say, Rondon, they don't speak common or gnomish.
Well,
Probably.
color me embarrassed. I tried, but hey, that's all. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Is that we try.
Is it primordial that they speak? Is that what I remember?
It's Terran, but Primordial
Is what-
covers that.
It was one of the languages that only you could understand and speak.
Yeah,
Now that I'm remembering.
primordial. Yeah, it's the one that I speak. I guess as he's standing there, I'll just say, he wants to know when we will have our audience with Uldred.
No, say it correctly.
What did you say, Alderaan?
Yeah. Because I'm dumb and have Star Wars on the mind.
That's funny.
They respond. They say, "He'll be with you soon enough." And he turns his back and walks back to his post.
I kind of chuckle and I go, "Thank goodness. If he was any slower, he'd be one of you."
Damn. Did you say that in comment or?
Primordial.
Oh, sorry, Pulp Mike.
Directly to them.
Another hour passes, and once again, you feel this tremor just rock the cells. You begin to hear the sounds of that same psionic thrumming. You begin to hear the sounds of clinking metal, reminiscent of fast-paced footsteps. And suddenly the guards that are keeping watch inside the cells leave their posts and begin to run out of the room. They disappear out of sight.
I also want to make note that during this hour time that I'm just doing my damn best to annoy that one guard that I got to talk to while waiting. Just shaking on the bars, going, "Hey, listen, hey, listen," being Navi.
They all run out. I want to turn to Caligast and say, the guards have just left. They're running. Why would something like this be?
Well, these are times of war. I'm sure there's an attack of some sort.
Do you want to stay here, Caligast?
No. I wish to be free to do as I please and hopefully one day expire quietly.
This prison cell. Is there any way out of it?
Most definitely. But knowledge like that is sure to get you or myself killed.
If we can free you, we will. Hopefully, Uldred is kind enough to allow it.
You would need something mighty to offer for that kind of leverage, but I thank you for your consideration.
Are the cells small enough that like we can all just hear each other's conversations, basically?
Yeah.
We're in the same cell.
Right. I just didn't. If it's a big room and I'm at one corner and you're talking to the other
Gotcha.
one, I might not hear what you're saying. But if we're just sitting
Right.
next to each other,
Yeah, I guess when you said the cells, I thought you were saying like us multiple. But I'm following now. Yeah.
the collective cells are all probably
Right.
the same size. Anyway, Caligast, how much does Uldred hear?
It depends, but enough to know when he is mentioned by name.
So perhaps we should call him something else. Alderaan.
Yes.
I do not know the last time that fear has gripped me the way that it has now. I don't know what comes next. I don't see a way out. Just kind of addressing the group at large.
Hey,
Describe this dais thing in the middle of the room. What is that?
So if you can imagine a kind of like a circular, I would say it's probably a good 3 feet off the ground, made entirely of amethyst. It's got this kind of like carved rings around it and a flat surface. From this perspective, I'd ask you to make a perception check to see any details beyond just what is immediate shape to you.
8.
8. It's a little hard to see from your perspective. There's a good maybe 10-15 feet between the cells and the dais itself, but just from basic shapes, you can see that it is larger, or rather wider on the bottom, and it kind of tapers up to a flat surface. Any kind of details above on this flat circular surface are a little lost on you right now.
Have we seen any of the guards interact with it in any way when they put us in here or anything?
The room itself was pretty crowded. They kind of walked you into a corner. There wouldn't have been room to see this.
Okay.
Some more time passes. It's been about an hour, and the guards haven't returned.
Wow.
Just sitting in the corner, just playing rock, paper, scissors with Dave just to kind of pass some time.
Do I hear any guards around?
Go ahead and just make a perception check for me.
I'm going to try and give myself guidance on this as I go to make it.
Sure.
Okay. So magic works to some extent. Alright, so that's a 14 plus 8. 22.
22. You listen very carefully. There's some movement in the hallway, but no guards posted here. Not entirely certain what it could be. It sounds fairly similar to what you've already been hearing. It just seems that some eyes have been removed from this place.
Okay.
I kind of turn to Dan and just like, hey, Dane, are you able to summon your little bat friend again?
I can. Assuming that it's been a short rest in these several long hours we've been waiting.
He's like, no, you guys have been at it the whole time. Oh.
But, I mean, I can summon it, but we're in like a sealed chamber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got it.
Like there's no bars, it's just amethyst.
Right.
Got it. I guess I didn't know. Well, can you summon them outside of our chamber?
That is actually a good point. Give me
Wow.
just a moment to...
He's like, you over there.
Because I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the wording is just you summon or something along those lines. Of like
I believe it's
Good. If it is just you summon, it might have to be specified.
I can summon it within 10 feet of me, but then I can dismiss it and re-summon it in any unoccupied space within 30 feet of me.
I think that might work. You could try.
Yeah, so I'll listen to see if there's anybody coming around the corner or anything like that. And then, just looking over the list. Was there any reason you said bat?
it was just something, it could be anything. I'm more familiar with you summoning your bat, I guess. So I don't know if you could do anything else. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you could do something else.
So I want something with a good stealth, but I think the best thing is the owl. Or no, I think the weasel has it. Yes. So I'm going to use my wild companion feature and summon a weasel familiar, but if I'm still able to control its appearance to some extent, I'm going to give it that same purpley sheen as the amethyst.
Sure.
I'm going to summon. It's going to be just kind of sitting in my hand, and then I'll dismiss it and see if I can resummon it on the other side of the amethyst.
With a blue flash, it suddenly appears on the other side.
All right, I'm going to mentally command it.
Okay.
As soon as this happens, Quanting stands straight up from leaning on the wall, and he goes, "Now that's something."
Stay out of sight. See what you can see.
And then I look at Dane's hand and notice that he played rock, so I'm just like, paper covers rock. Got it.
And as he does, I just push his face away from me.
Rude.
Yeah, and then I'll look through the weasel's eyes. I can mentally command it as long as it is within 100 feet of me.
All right. The weasel skitters out of the room.
Will you allow me to roll a stealth roll?
Yes.
Can I give my weasel guidance? Okay. What a weird sentence that is. Ooh, that's a 19 on the die, plus 5 for the weasel. 24.
Holy crap, weasels.
Holy crap, weasels.
What's a crap weasel?
The weasel
What is it?
skitters out of the room. You can see that immediately there's this very short hallway, about 10 feet, and then there is a staircase that leads either up or down.
Well, up.
Okay. The weasel begins to skitter upward. And up and up and up and up. You begin to pass several floors. There appear to be multiple doors that you pass on the way. Whether or not you choose to step in any of them is up to you, but it seems to be...
How many doors?
So far, I'll say you passed about 3.
3.
About 3
All
doors
right.
down.
I will check the second door.
Okay. The weasel stops.
Well, is it still within 100 feet of me?
Yeah, I'll say,
Okay.
yeah, I'll say sure.
Okay. I told it to see what it could see, but if it was out of that range, I couldn't modify the instruction.
Sure.
So, second door.
Okay. The weasel steps inside. looking about, this chamber appears to hold various kinds of arms and suits. You can see glaives and swords and spears and bows, suits of armor, robes, all kinds of armaments here.
Okay.
And there appear to be 2 gemstone dragonborn. They appear to be having a conversation of some kind. At first, you're not sure what they're doing, but it appears to be that they are currently stalking the room.
Okay.
There appear to be several places on the wall that you can see that don't have anything at all, and they appear to be coming in and replacing things.
Okay. I will mutter just lowly to the people around me. There's an armory up the stairs. And then I will ask the weasel to go back out and then just see if he can find a way out.
Gotcha.
See how far down we are.
All right. So go ahead and just roll a survival check for the weasel.
A survival check for the weasel.
It's a survivor.
He's not going to give up.
Oh,
better
also, Dadoy, I was looking for the noise. I was looking for the thing that I could hear. You said it's the same. It's not unlike the thing you've already been hearing.
With the
You're
weasel.
talking about the footsteps?
No, you said there's no guards around, but you can hear something down the hall. You can't quite make out what it is.
It would have been footsteps.
Okay, got it. Survival's wisdom based?
I think it's intelligence, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
I guess, yeah,
wisdom.
survival.
Wisdom? Okay,
That's it.
go ahead.
The +1 for the weasel. Another 19 on the die.
Hey,
Dirty 20.
Okay.
pop goes the weasel.
It sure do.
Pop.
If it takes
What-
1 hit point of damage, it will.
Soda
The weasel
goes
continues
the
up. There's several winding corridors that eventually leaves the 100-foot range. You can, however, still see through its eyes. However, any communication is lost. And so you traverse. The weasel, having a very good sense of direction and survival, manages to, through several winding hallways, make its way out of the cells effectively. And you can see that it looks outside through this amethyst windowsill, essentially. And you can see the light of the Nexus illuminating the area around you, but you can also see that far off in the distance, though the weasel doesn't have terribly great eyesight, you can see that there are almost like a phosphorescent blue, almost like pulses, almost explosions towards the outskirts of the city, and you can hear the same psionic thrumming from the towers that are on the outside. There's not enough detail to know exactly what's going on, but you can get kind of an idea of what's happening just from inferring.
Does it change at all if I say that the weasel is oh my gosh, what's the word? Proficient. It's proficient
weasel.
in perception. It's a super weasel. I did use Find Familiar to summon a super weasel specifically.
It's proficient in perception?
Yes.
I'll say that at this distance, it doesn't really change. I mean,
Okay.
it's very far away. You can just see colors and shapes.
So how far, having traversed this in the weasel's mind, how far would I say the trip is to the outside? I know it's beyond 100 feet. But
Yeah, it's probably a good 200. And hello and welcome back. That was tragic, but we've returned.
Yeah.
To RNG presents a Dark Veil.
Dark Veil.
When we last left
Dark
off,
Veil.
I was having internet issues, and now I am hopefully not going to be having those same issues. But, Dane,
If he does, he'll look like this.
Your Weasel was looking outside of an amethyst windowsill, looking at these phosphorescent blue glows and explosions off in the distance. That is where we pick up this station. I don't know I am Russian. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to temporarily dismiss the weasel and then summon it back to me, back in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. I'll summon it back to my hand. I'll give it a little head scritchy. I think I remember saying it. I don't know if it was like on stream or after you had cut out. I do spend time describing what I'd seen, the path that was taken, kind of as much detail as I can give about like where to go if we got to make that run.
Okay.
Distances, stuff like that. And then I'm going to summon the weasel back outside of the thing. And it's clarify for me, we're in a room with one entrance here.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, and then there's stairs that go up or stairs that go down.
Exactly.
I'm gonna try down next.
Okay. The weasel begins to head out. It is after this that you begin to hear very loudly some footsteps heading in your direction, or the direction of the weasel. You have a moment to
Weasel
react.
hide.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for the weasel.
Okay. +5 for the weasel. 10.
Okay. The footsteps get louder and louder and louder until there is that same very large plated dragonborn knight
Okay.
that comes around the corner. And it makes eye contact with a weasel.
Weasel steps. Cool. Tail twitches.
And suddenly the weasel is no more. A very quick flash of amethyst purple blade that swings through the air. And suddenly the weasel leaves this realm.
The weasel has an armor class of 13.
Yes, I know.
Okay. I kind of jolt back a little bit. The one that Hunseng made it mad is coming. And I guess I'll wait.
Footsteps get louder and louder, and each of you begin to hear that suddenly entering the cells. That same large dragonborn begins to make his way toward your cell. Standing in front, looking at all of you, there's a moment where he makes eye contact with each one of you. Rondon and Balefire, Guanseng, Dane, Presea.
Hey, Presea. She's here.
Until eventually the eyes land on you, Eric. And you can see that he gestures his finger for you to move closer.
I'm not walking all the way up as far as my cell will allow, but I'll take a step forward towards him.
And
Okay.
I don't leave his side.
Gotcha.
I also step in front of Eric. Just kidding. I'm joking. I know.
We just surround Eric.
I'm Eric, and I was muted. Gosh darn it! It was perfect timing, and now it's not.
Oh.
No, I'm Eric.
As you take this step forward, and everyone kind of recognizes that the attention is being drawn to you, Eric. This sort of pitch black gloom suddenly begins to spread from beneath your feet.
What?
Your friends around you,
Can I dispel that?
no, your friends around you, their faces are of blank expressions. You suddenly feel this sinking feeling in your gut as you look up towards them. You can see that their eyes are white, pupilless. You can see that they all turn towards you, their heads kind of shaking and moving wildly as their grins suddenly spread wider and wider and wider, their teeth cracking, their mouths opening.
This is like Balefire's doing this, and the guard and everybody. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Ain't doing nothing.
And I stab Bellfire.
You can hear this cracking around you as the cells suddenly begin to just crumble, and the one guard in front of the cell suddenly begins to burrow his face between the amethyst in the cell and begin to break through. You can see the cracks suddenly forming, and suddenly his face breaks through, and you can see that as his head is twitching, sporadically moving, you can see that his eyes roll back, and suddenly the pupils reveal themselves as they roll up, and you can see that they're sideways, almost ovular.
Okay, hell no. I'm Dimension Dooring out of here. I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
Your door opened. There's a ghost.
It scared the hell out of me, actually.
This doesn't seem familiar from other times I've had otherworldly encounters, does it?
Not immediately. And as
Yeah,
you cast Dimension Door, the doorway opens before you, and you can see this sickly, almost like a gray and pustule-filled hand suddenly grasp at your wrist and say, "Where do you think you're going?" And suddenly the grip becomes tighter and tighter until the nails dig into your flesh. And the voice whispers in your ear and says, "You're not getting away now." And suddenly you come back to the moment.
Looking at everybody and looking at the guard, and is there a hole in the wall where the guard shoved his face through?
No, the guard seems to be standing there looking at you as you're having this mild to severe panic attack.
Yeah.
Your friends suddenly realize something's wrong, and the guard is like raised his eyebrows and is barking at you, Kwansing, and says,
It's time for your meeting.
Oh, thank goodness.
So is my my non-detection spell not working anymore?
time has elapsed.
Eric, are you all right? What's happened?
They've found me. They know where I am. So I'm sure something's coming. But we're being summoned. This is why we're here. We need to deal with this. And then I probably need to get out of here. But let's deal with this first.
Of all the places for you to be attacked, I feel like this is one of the best ones.
Well, that's what I'm hoping is maybe it'll take them a while to get here. It took us a while.
Balefire, can you cast that spell again?
Yes.
Go ahead and mark off the diamond.
I guess I'll answer the summons.
Yeah, I'll tell everybody that we've been summoned.
Oh, thank you.
I
I've been
forgot
waiting.
that was a thing. So yeah, yeah.
We just heard Quan Sing just speak back, and we're like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, he wants us to go with him. I think it's our turn to talk to Uldred.
Are we ready?
Well, are you ready for anything, really?
Anything beats sitting in this cell.
I mean, to be fair, there was no bathrooms in here.
In Primordial, I say to the Dragonborn, I say, I hope he has a feast for us. I'm awfully hungry.
There's no response, but very clearly his face is like, what are you talking about?
This idiot.
Just as a roleplay note, anytime anyone's like getting hungry, I have good berries to spare. Good berries to sparries.
Good berries to sparries.
So yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I good too. I walk to the front entrance and let him lead us. Does he want to shackle us or anything?
Yes, that's actually what happens next. One by one, you are each shackled. And you can see that as you all are shackled, there is an entourage of guards that suddenly flood into the room.
Get a whole entourage. Fancy.
Entourage. Okay. Yeah, I follow.
You begin to make your way through several halls, leading through staircases going up. Eventually, you pass what seems like an open bridge with no guardrails, but it seems to overlook the majority of the city below, and you can see the several lights kind of gleam up from below. You can see some movement of what you can assume to be gemstone amethyst dragonborn. It's very high up, and there does appear to be some kind of a light breeze passing by. Just looking over the edge, you can hear the abyss calling out to you.
Hey, how's it going? What? Sorry. That was my headcanon.
Nice.
And those of you who are particularly sensitive to heights immediately feel that that pull, that kind of a dreadful feeling, and kind of pull away from the edge. Eventually, you are led to a very large-looking. Yes, Dean.
So are we like this bridge? Are we like outdoors?
Yes.
Or are we like further into the ground? So I would like to, if I can, cast guidance on myself and then try to look for any sign of what I saw through the weasel's eyes.
Gotcha. At this point, let's see. I'll let you make a perception check, but a lot of detail from this vantage point. I guess you could see vague shapes, but Let's go ahead and just make a roll for it.
Okay. With the guidance?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a +8 for perception. +8, 4 on the guidance die, natural 20 on the dice. Total
Holy
of
shit!
32.
Okay.
Explain how you can see the universe, Brayden.
So, despite all odds, you look out into the distance and you can see these blue-hued shapes off. To most would be lost in the landscape. But what you can see is essentially a siege-like event happening. And what you can assume to be Sapphire, Gemstone, Dragonborn, with constructs and even Leviathan-like creatures aiding them. You can see that a lot of the amethyst, well, rather, some of it, has been replaced with the blue sapphire. And there appears to be kind of shifting in color as the battle progresses.
Okay. I will take that information in, and I will pass it on later when I have a moment, but thank you. I just don't know how much time we have for conversations walking across this bridge.
Gotcha. It's a pretty long bridge. And essentially, you can see that in front of you at the other end of this bridge is this very large structure, like a spire almost. And you can see that it is where the nexus of the city is. You can see that the large towering beam of light seems to shoot up from this very place. Eventually, as you are all led in, you can see these beautifully carved amethyst double doors that open up. The doors themselves and the entranceway is probably a good maybe 40 feet wide, probably 60 feet tall. It is enormous. And very soon you can see why as you step inside to essentially what is a banister looking down upon this enormous room filled with amethyst. In the center, what looks like a sunken pit covered in what look like beautiful, elegant pillows, and kind of curled up this enormous looking amethyst dragon is not exactly how you'd expect it to look. You can see this very dark, almost gray, leathery skin with fragments of amethyst growing out of different pieces of them. You can see that at its crown there is this purple fire that seems to kind of glow. It's very interesting. Because as opposed to most dragons that you'd expect to find, you can expect them to be with like longer, like thinner snouts and horns that kind of curl back. It seems that the eyes on this creature seem to be more closer towards the front, and you can see these what would be wings are essentially just nubs with amethyst growing from them. This creature seems very thin, but also very large. Very much not a typical dragon. And I can send you all a picture of what this looks like. For those of you at home. I can't get the thing to go.
Here, I can.
Did you draw that, Brandon?
Oh, no. No.
I was gonna say that's nuts.
Absolutely no. This was done by a very talented artist, who I will name in just a moment.
It doesn't give us the whole thing if I make it my background.
What if I hold my phone up to?
There you go.
Maybe. Come on. Don't focus up. Nope. I'm not going to attempt anymore. I won't focus. Sorry, guys.
How dare you?
That's what I get for being pretty, I guess. It's where it went. It's been a long week.
Tell me about it.
I'd like to take this time to mention that one time on Twitter, a famous NFL player reached out to me about selling a PS5, and knowing that it was a scam and somebody had hacked his profile, which was heartbreaking because he's one of my favorite NFL players, I asked him what his brother's name was, and then I got blocked. And I have not since been unblocked. And if you're watching this, Aaron Jones, please God unblock me. It wasn't my fault. I was trying to help.
What is happening?
You're my favorite. Please unblock me. Oh, jeez.
Gosh darn it. It was such an awkward interaction too.
Should have just accepted the PS5 and moved on. Come on.
I can't find his name, but you can check out his art on Strongholds and Followers by Matt Colville. Not sponsored, but I love their work.
But if you'd like to sponsor us.
Probably not going to
Hello.
happen, but
No, it's that attitude.
that'd be pretty sick. Anyways,
Yeah, show some more skin. They may follow it. Sponsor us now.
nope.
Anyways,
you can see them curled up in the center among all of these pillows, surrounded in this just absolutely gigantic room, of which is probably a good about 250 feet wide, probably a good 100 feet tall. It is just this chamber filled with amethyst, and the dragon itself curled up with this sunken pit with pillows on the inside. And as you are looking over this banister, suddenly the guards all push you forward and block the entrance to this room.
so we're on the ground with it, or
You're on an upper banister, about maybe 10 feet or so high. To your left and to your right, you can see a descending staircase that would lead further into the room.
okay.
And is the guard stopping here, or is he leading us further
The
in?
guards are stopping here. They essentially push you forward to continue on your own.
Unshackling us?
Nope.
I guess I'll call out. Great Lord Uldred, will you allow us to approach?
You can see them raise their head and suddenly stretch high. Their small, emaciated wings, wing-like stubs, suddenly shake as though their muscles are stretching. And without any movement from their mouth, you can suddenly all hear within your own mind the voice of this creature.
Flattery will get you nowhere, but do go on.
flattery is in vain. I merely hope to pay you the respect that you are due.
Then come.
And I will go off to the left, down the stairs.
Okay. Is anyone else
Take it
following?
back on it.
Yeah, I'll go.
Oh, I thought we were shackled together. We're
No.
just essentially wearing
The manacles.
handcuffs.
Mhm.
Manacles. Okay. All right.
I kicked Dane down the stairs to make him go faster.
Do you really?
No.
Alright.
Hurry!
Why would I? Why would I?
I kicked Dane for sure.
I've been holding this one in for years.
Do you guys like kids when they were in trouble in school and they'd like be in line getting ready to go to the principal's office and they're like kicking each other, messing around? That's what I'm thinking of right now. They're like, God, stop. Yeah, you're an idiot. Stop.
Your references are always lost on me, but they're hilarious nonetheless. I'm
Maybe
like,
that was
what
just
life
me.
is this?
Yeah,
I
maybe
certainly
that-
never experienced this.
My beat.
Once we get down to ground level, I will kneel, lower my head, address him with all proper terms and titles and respects and honors.
Sure.
Dear God, I just bow to him. Oh, hmm. Yeah, I'll go full respect. I'll look at the ground when I bow.
Yeah, I'll just bow and just like round on Timbers. Nice to meet you. And try to also just put out my hand for a shake, but
I'll follow the lead. If everybody else is keeping their head bowed, I will do the same.
You can see them now suddenly lift off the ground. Though they have no wings, per se. No functioning wings. You can see them suddenly lift off the ground, and some of the amethyst pieces around the room suddenly begin to come towards them and just float around. And they say,
Well, it's good to see that not everyone has lost their manners.
You have done us a kindness, keeping us alive and bringing us to see you. It would be terribly rude of us to disrespect you. Although, even if we did, I don't imagine we would live long to tell the tale.
And you're smart, too. What kind of ruler would I be if I executed everyone without prospecting first?
Your wisdom exceeds the tales. Great Uldred.
go ahead and just make a persuasion check for me.
Okay.
Dude.
It's a +6.
This is a very particular kind of skill challenge here.
Yeah. That's only a 15.
Okay.
Which isn't terrible, but
No, it's not terrible.
did you do that with guidance? It's probably too late to do it with guidance.
I didn't give myself guidance on it. If it was a thing that, like, I'm looking for a thing, I'm going to help myself focus, that'd be guidance.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't do it.
Very slightly, you can see a kind of like a twitch in their grin.
Can I
Not sure what-
determine? Can I try to determine? The...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Drew, I'm buttering them up for you, so I hope you're ready.
I have nothing because you saw the sapphire stuff, and like that would be a great piece to go off of, but you didn't tell us. So, like, do your thing, man.
Insight. That is a 22.
You could tell that he's pleased,
Oh, thank God.
in a way that you would interpret to be his head is getting a little big.
I love it. Well, I don't know that, but I love that you know that.
I guess I'll keep talking if no one else has.
Do you think if
chime in with-
if the time is right, yeah, we'll just play it out. If the time is right,
Okay.
I'll speak up. Yeah.
Because of the delay on things, like I don't know. I want to
Do your
make
thing.
sure that, like, hey,
Just do your thing. You're good.
okay. As we sought your citadel, we encountered some of your outriders, a couple of monks, and a mage of some sort. It was Konseng here who parlayed with them, and they brought us to you. They were most gracious as well. Your people know that they can trust their ruler. Know that you defend them.
And that is why I'm here, after all. To defend against neighboring threats. Sinister ones. Ones who would take our power, our defenses.
I saw the battle with is it the Sapphire cult?
The allegiance,
distance.
yes.
Aye, forgive me. I know not the history of this. How long has that war raged?
You can see them studying you for a second. Picking apart pieces of your clothing, your accent, studying essentially trying to see where you're from, how well traveled you are.
That is a war much older than any quaint little hamlet that you come from.
I confess, even standing in your presence, I am well beyond my scope, and I am in conversation with a lord so far beyond my station. It is a wonder to me.
Go ahead and make another check.
Okay, persuasion.
Yeah.
Don't like it. 24. 18 plus 6.
Your words are sweeter than milk and honey, But you have another purpose here, do you not?
Aye, though it may not be the same one that we came down with. We were sent by Projekt to retrieve the Baron.
As you say that, you can hear multiple pieces of amethyst around the room suddenly crack and break free, and all kind of turn towards you.
But as we have learned the difficulty of your position and the enemies that beset you on all sides, we do not wish to leave you defenseless.
We
We hope
suddenly
that we
merge back into the walls.
Nailed
We
it.
hope that we can find some solution, all of us together, that will safeguard your people as well as the Barons. Will you allow us to have that conversation? And allow us to perhaps... And I kind of look to my friends apologetically for a moment. Allow us to perhaps serve you towards that end for a short time.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, just straight persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What if I throw it a please? Can you give me
You gotta give me a little something more than that. You can't just add a word.
pretty please?
Oh, okay, there you go. No.
Oh, sweet. No one's chiming in? Nothing? Okay.
I got
Dude,
nothing.
I'm sorry, dude. You really did a good job. This
I'm
is a
so
fate
nervous about
deciding
this roll.
moment.
I'm so nervous about this roll. Like, I can't get it to leave my hand because I'm nervous. 19 on the die plus 6. That's a 25.
Dude, what are you nervous about? Dude, you're crushing it.
Life! Drew, this was your job, man.
You're killing it. You're doing a good job. You started it and you've just executed flawlessly.
If this was a murder, you'd be John Wayne Gacy, man.
You can see
What?
them float down to touch the ground, and they begin to crawl towards you. This large, imposing form, you can see shards of amethyst falling from them. This gray, leathery skin and these yellow eyes that seem to pierce your soul. This flaming crown of purple just emanating from its face, creating this very sinister purple light that kind of dances and creates shadows around their face.
As he's approaching, will you allow me an insight check to determine if it would be better at this point to meet his gaze and kind of hold my position, or like, you know, like, oh, you bow when you enter the queen's presence, and then when the queen rises, you bow lower. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'll say sure, yeah. You're not familiar with their customs, but based off of his body language,
Yeah, that's kind of my goal. Okay. All right, that's only a 13.
okay.
Um,
You're not sure.
okay. Then it's rolling a d4. I will meet his gaze as he approaches.
Power move.
You can see him crawling towards you and begin to circle all of you. His tail kind of creating this very thick barrier, almost creating like a circular like wall of mass that is giving you the idea that there's no escape. He turns to meet your gaze, and you can see that his yellow pupilless eyes, there are two sets of them. One forward and then one kind of further back. looking at you unwaveringly. Go ahead and make a... You're immune to fear, aren't you?
I'm immune to... Well, do I have the Apexis Flora on me?
You do.
Then yes, I'm immune to fear.
Then you don't need to make a roll.
All right. I'm glad you remember because I would have forgot.
They stare at you, and you can feel this large, imposing form beginning to chip at your psyche. And the Apexis Flora creates those dancing lights. And in your mind, there is an image of the sweet and smiling face that Narina has imprinted in your mind, and you're without fear. And they say,
Such a small form and such a sharp and silver tongue. You will have your conversation. Follow me.
and you can see them suddenly lift up off the ground and float further into the chamber.
As he does, just in the moment that his back is turned, oh god. I know that I know that I know that she's with me, Narina and Serafina, but did you see how big he was?
But I'm just like,
I had my eyes closed.
I couldn't see behind how big you were, Dane.
Oh, thank you.
I think we could have taken. I think we could have taken him down.
Oh my god.
I pat him on the back and I'm like, let's go. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Do you think he'll have steak?
I'm not sure that they eat the same way that we do, Kunsing.
I'm still
Also-
dying.
Maybe this is just me forgetting every time. Do you eat meat?
I've told you.
I know we've had this conversation.
Yep. Since I left the monastery, I like to try different foods.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
I think that was like in like the second episode. Where
Yep.
he's like, oh, you know, the monks never let me eat meat or whatever.
It's right.
Yep.
All right.
Bacon.
On a side note, do you know how to say steak in Japanese? Because I'm studying it. You say steaky, and I'm not even kidding.
Sounds
So
right.
it's like somebody from Boston who's like, you know, talking baby talk. Hey, I got a steaky.
Steaky, yeah,
And isn't like coffee like coffee?
yeah. It's kohi.
Oh yeah, they coffee because they don't pronounce that. So that's
Yeah,
right.
kohi.
Any like English words, they just like pronounce it as just English.
Yeah, I think it's like like native words,
Little-
you know, like foreign words.
Little baby Brandon, you want a steaky?
Steaky.
I love it.
But yeah, all right. So they float further into the room, which is essentially leaving this enormous kind of like resting chamber. I'll say that whoever would like to can make a perception check in here.
Sure. $25.
Okay. What'd you get, Mike?
At 10.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not
That's
like
not
it's
bad.
horrible, but
Yeah.
I'm not picking
we're-
up anything special.
Wait, what are we rolling on? I'm
It's just a
sorry.
perception if
Perception.
you'd like.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
13.
What was it,
I'm
Dane?
still hyperventilating. 13.
13. Okay.
And 15 for round down.
Gotcha.
Not bad.
So very obviously, you can see that this This large kind of circular pit in the ground is filled with pillows and whatnot, but there are also kind of smaller details that maybe some of you who rolled a little lower might have missed, is that some of the pillows are bloodstained, meaning that this is a place for eating and sleeping. And you can also see that kind of against the wall of the banister where you guys had come in from, there is a fountain that just pours water, this crystal clear water, into this like large fountain almost. And you can see that there is very intricate and beautiful carvings of dragons in this fountain. On the kind of framing the circular pit in the ground in the center of the room are 4 amethyst pillars, and they stretch up all the way up to the 100-foot tall ceilings. As you guys are kind of rounding the room, those of you who rolled a little higher can actually see that inside of the amethyst, because this room, while most of it is smooth amethyst, the walls themselves are jagged amethyst, and they jut out and kind of fractally branch out in different directions. And those of you who rolled, let's see, Balefire, yours was a 19. So you and Kwansang both see that on the insides of the amethyst are the faces of horrified just humanoids who may have been encased and petrified for all of eternity within these amethyst halls. You travel forward more until you can see that there is a staircase that leads up into another chamber. The staircase itself, it is probably a good 50 feet wide and goes up another 30 feet high. And so as you guys are making your way up this very wide staircase, I mean, obviously meant for an enormous gemstone dragon, right? You can see that at the height of this, it is also another kind of banister that you can look into, down into about a 20-foot drop below you, where there appears to be several equipment, several tables, all giant gemstone dragonborn size, or gemstone dragon size. So you can see magical implements, equipment, several large pieces of parchment with writing on them. And at the very far end of the room, you can see what looks like a humanoid form kind of encased in this amethyst pillar with these 4 tethered amethyst branching crystals that are holding what is very obvious now, Dane, as you get closer and closer to them, 5 shards of the Prime Deities. And the pillar of light that is connecting all of them and shooting up into the tower, or up into an open, what would it be called? A shaft, where the light seems to emanate from.
Dibs.
Any orange scorpions visible?
Actually, to help with a visual, I'm going to go ahead and send this to you guys.
I also realized with this is kind of a side step. I was looking at my fighter feats, and because of the story room, I have dark vision up to 120 feet.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Just a fun little thing I found out because I forget to read about things.
Hmm.
We'll just go ahead and move you guys up quick.
Just for the sake of the GDM, are these like pillars or?
So
It's the goddamn monsters.
So as you enter the room, you can also see that there are guards in this room, which is
Okay.
what these are.
Okay. Just want to make sure these weren't like other pillars.
So I'll just go ahead and spread them out here because they wouldn't all be right there. There you go.
Right.
Let me go ahead and actually switch over to the other cam so everyone can see what we're looking at here.
Yeah, I was just about to make note of that.
Dude, these dudes are big. Or this dude is big.
Cameras are off.
Oh, my bad. It's because of the chat.
Oh, sure. Also, just a note that your tag still says the Placid Pools.
I know. I was just about to change that.
Okay. I noticed it a couple VODs ago. I was uploading something. I said, it hasn't been changed a bit.
Because we'll forever be in the Placid Pools. Because we all died there, surprisingly. And this was just,
Oh
you know.
my god.
This is our fever dream.
Yeah. This is just our final moments before death
Well, if that's
takes
the
us.
case, Uldred, you're ugly.
Okay. What the fuck?
And your mom's a chicken.
Everybody looks
Fight
at
me.
Ron. I'm like, you took it way too far.
Yeah, seriously, not cool, man. My mom actually was a chicken.
Wait, oh, dang, I'm so sorry. Fuck.
I wild shaped under the cockatrice again.
And I try to hit the Lord Uldred,
Let's see.
trying to stun him.
There. That'll have to do for visual for the audience. Let me know if I need to like move it up at all. Maybe I could like move it up so they could see. Nah, it's a little hard. Maybe like
Yeah,
that kind of works.
sure.
Whatever. Okay. So that is what you see there. And just to clarify, this is by no means an indicator of combat. This is just what you see.
Sure.
I wanted to make
Oh.
it easier for you guys.
But roll for initiative.
But roll for initiative. All right. So as you enter the chamber, you can see that there are many guards there. You can see that there are, like I said, the tables with the equipment. You can see at the end of the room that there is essentially what you can tell is Taltic, the Baron, encased within this this amethyst and these amethyst tethers that are all holding pieces and shards of the prime deities. You can tell that there are warriors here, monks, mages, and one other kind of gemstone dragonborn that you haven't seen before. You're not exactly sure what they can do, but they appear to be robed. They don't appear to look like the other mages.
Are they the same color?
They are, yes. Everyone wears the same kind of attire.
Okay. Just wasn't sure if this was like a rogue agent or something.
It looks on the map like there's places for 2 more shards. Is that something that we can...
I was noticing that too.
Yes, that is something that you can see, that there are 2 spaces that are open.
Okay.
And so as you enter this chamber, all of the guards in here kind of cautiously regard you, kind of feeding off of the body language of Uldred to see whether or not it is or is not okay for you to be in here. For the time being, you are quote unquote free, though you're still shackled by these psychic manacles.
Okay.
And so you see, as you overlook the essentially what could be described as a laboratory of some kind, as Uldred looks up, and as you are kind of close to the essentially what is a banister,
Interesting.
he says, yes, go ahead.
From this distance, I just want to try and determine whether it looks like the Baron is alive, in pain, what his status is.
At this distance, it's a little hard to tell. You could move closer into the room if you'd like.
No, I'm not doing that at this time.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell.
Good choice.
You can tell the vague form of what it would appear to be a Scorpion 3 Kreen, and given that they are in essentially the center of the room as a focal point where this is all coming from, that's where you can discern that this is Taltic.
Yeah.
But yes.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. These things need to be clarified, so it's good. So, Uldred lifts his head up, kind of meeting your gaze at the banister, and says,
You may have a conversation. Now, tell me what it is that you propose. While I drink this water.
The most important thing, and I want to say it again,
To stay hydrated.
is to stay hydrated. The second most important thing is that you and your people are not left defenseless. If I misspeak, that is not my intention. We have been made aware of a great enemy beyond the Alliance of Sapphire. Can you tell me about this one that comes from beyond the veil?
I believe you're referring to Imra.
Aye, I believe so.
Much like the corrupted immortals, they too were corrupted, as they were once regarded as one of the most powerful of us gemstone kind. While she is now known as the Onyx Dragon, she was once the Diamond Dragon.
And she's coming.
That is, if she is not already here. The immortals are doing well to protect the realms, but it's only a matter of time.
Forgive me, I have to look at a thing real quick.
Hey, wait a second. Aren't you Rondon Timbers? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. How do you know me?
That would be fantastic.
He like
Can I get your autograph?
he's like
Big fan.
it's for my nephew. I swear his name is also Uldred.
It's a family name. We're very proud.
God damn it.
Well, you tell little Uldred to send my love.
Rondon's sure
He's gonna
proud
love
of
it.
him.
He's gonna love this, and he just like turns around, just puts it on his wall.
We'll just keep it here until he comes back over to play.
Woo!
Good.
You know, lightheaded from that one.
You good, Tyler?
Hey, good.
Okay.
So have you any diviners who can perhaps determine if Ymir has already crossed over?
I have some at my disposal, but what difference would it make?
In hopes that we can defend your people and defend the people of Onor. It may depend on whether Ymir can still be stopped.
Of that I'm not sure. But I know that we stand more of a chance with this,
And he points behind him.
than without it.
Forgive me, great lord, for my questions as I try to understand so that I can know if I can offer any wisdom in this. What exactly...
Excuse me, sorry.
You're excused.
It's a quiet thing. It's just like
The whole room just...
Okay, go ahead.
What purpose exactly does the Baron serve?
The only way to use the power of the shards with expediency and efficiency is to filter their power through a conduit. One that can hold and distribute the power.
If you will indulge me once more, what qualifies the Baron for this position?
At first glance, you would think of him as nothing more than another Three Kreen. But he is resilient. He comes from a long line of noble blood. The fact that he stands at the other end of the room there is a marvel on its own.
I marvel that he can withstand it, and a greater marvel that you have found a way to harness his power. It is inspiring how fiercely you defend your people, how important they are to you. I admire it. Forgive me for taking a risk here. We have seen that your intellect is immeasurable as you have devised this function of these shards. Your wisdom and the ferocity of your defense of your people is beyond compare. But I have been told before that even the very wise can benefit from seeing things from other perspectives. May I propose something that I think may be beneficial to everyone?
Go on.
Don't.
Don't?
Don't.
Your people, they honor you. They respect you, they love you. And with good reason. And I would propose that all races of Varus Dwell would honor you all the more if you would join us in our attempts to lift the veil of darkness that has fallen over the world. If, in your mercy, you release the Baron with goodwill, allow him to return to his people, you will have an ally above who will help defend you. A proper ally who has a right to the power that would be wielded in Onor, unlike Krechik. If we are able to use the shards to restore the sun and seal away the things beyond the veil, your people will be kept safe along with every other people on the face of the earth. And your name will go down in history as playing a key part in this pivotal moment. And you will be remembered by all as a wise and benevolent ruler of your people.
Go ahead and make
I
a
can
persuasion check.
I'm going to chime in real quick as
Okay.
well. And I can tell you right now that your name will already go down in the history of the Lake of Timbers. Because, Rondon Timbers. It's my
Dear God.
it's my family city. And
I love it.
we're kind of respected throughout Varus Dwell. I mean, we do supply their lumber, and they really need us, but we're also kind folk too.
I've heard your name whispered among my thralls.
I keep on hearing that. Does your nephew want an autograph? I'm sorry. Woo! I don't actually say that last part, but
You can see two of the guards in the room like eyeing Rondon, and they're just like nudging each other and like pointing at him.
That's funny.
And then just kind of just give like a shy little like, hey, yeah.
Finger guns.
But
Pew pew.
Would you get Dane?
Did that count as an assist?
No, it does not, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, damn.
So persuasion, that's a +6. Oh, butts.
Oh.
I rolled a 4,
Okay.
so that's a 10.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Would you like it to be a better roll?
Actually,
Do you
Can
have
I
I-
counteract your bad luck offer with my own good luck card?
what good luck card do you have?
A fortuitous circumstance? Examples given: double the loot reward, finding a door or chest unlocked, coming across a broken trap, bumping into someone you were looking for, or any manner of lucky happenstance. Could my previous flattery and excessive buttering have made him particularly susceptible to this plan? Does that count as a lucky happenstance?
Do you want to use it? Yes or no? I'll tell you how it plays out.
I'll use it.
Okay.
This is me destroying the card so I no longer have it. Ha! I've been saving that for so long for a big old treasure pile.
This is what happens. He furrows his brow. You can see a frown form across his face, and he says,
And what guarantee have you that you will restore the world to its rightful state? That this will not weaken me in my hour of need? I can count on my inventions more than I can count on your word, mortal.
and suddenly the strings of fate are tugged. And the machine behind him suddenly... one of the shard tendrils suddenly snaps, and the light suddenly... He spins around quickly to look at it.
No
And you can
way.
hear him roar out as he just goes towards it and begins to try to repair it. Looks back toward you. And you can see him levitate off the ground and float towards you with such immense speed, it's almost as if he teleported. Just...
Oh my god.
Keep talking.
Garble, 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 garble.
I said
That
all I had
was
to
really
say.
fast.
with no disrespect, if you're not sure whether Imra's already here or not, then is the machine even working? I think your better bet is Dane's plan here. Listen, what do I know? But I mean, if she's already here, then is the machine doing anything? Might as well give us a shot.
Make a persuasion check.
Eric has repeatedly been one of the most thoughtful and surprisingly wise people I have ever met. His counsel I honor above most others, if that counts as support.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. 18.
And what is to protect me from the advance from the other tribes?
And you said that this it shattered, right? So one of the bonds is broken from the Baron. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. As soon as he says that, I just want to pipe up and I just want to say, well, if what Dane says is true, once again, with no disrespect, the other tribes are already here, and this machine does not... It's a machine, correct? Or
Right, yep.
this machine does not seem like it's going to hold up forever. Our goal is to somehow long term be able to help you.
And I have one more supporting point that's not related, so I don't want to count it as an assist or whatever, but once that's resolved.
Yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion roll, Quincy.
22. Jesus help me.
22.
I've been dreading this for weeks, guys.
Yeah, I don't like this at all. It was a good persuasion roll, but
Yeah, I mean, that's better than some of the ones I've had.
I need something more concrete. If I cannot have the Baron for his ability to channel the shards, I need something else.
Can we consult the Baron?
Have my axe.
Here, just one weapon.
I'll take it. Get out!
take him,
Perfectly
Emily.
balanced.
What about an autograph from Rondon? Just a piece of floating paper. Do you remember? You know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of at the beginning of Toy Story 2 when Rex is playing the Buzz Lightyear game, and he takes Buzz Lightyear to grab the battery, and it's just like not there, and then Zurg shows up. Never mind, it's above me.
I like the mental picture of Rondon going to the gates and giving the Alliance of Sapphire a stern talking to. You leave my friend alone.
Yeah.
If we can consult the Baron, perhaps again with your goodwill and your mercy, letting him return to his seat and restore the power in Onor to its proper place. Perhaps you can have a powerful alliance with the city above. Perhaps that can be your strength to help defend your people here against the Sapphire, the Emerald. Can we consult him? Is he respondent right now, or is his mind elsewhere?
He turns toward the other end of the room, and you can see these several different tendrils of this machine that he's constructed suddenly becomes severed, as you can see the Baron himself suddenly fall out of one of these amethyst enclosures. And Uldred says, "You have 20 minutes."
Thank you.
Will you not be part of the conversation?
I can hear from anywhere in here. If it makes you more comfortable to be with me or alone, that is your choice.
I had hoped to facilitate a conversation between the two of you.
Then let it be so.
You can see that Uldred raises his hand, this claw up. The nails or the claws themselves appear to be solid amethyst. And you can see that the Baron suddenly is lifted by some unseen force and drawn closer to you all. As his unmoving body is placed at your feet, suddenly the manacles all come off.
All?
Yep.
Like ours?
Yep.
Okay. Will you... Go on.
I was just gonna move forward. We only have 20 minutes. I'm trying to
Right.
talk to this guy.
Right. So will you allow us to perform healing magic on him?
There's a nod.
Per se, I know some healing, but I think you might be better suited. Is that something that you have available? Also, per se, good to see you. We haven't addressed you once this entire time.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier. I was like, I can't wait for the moment she talks and be like, what the
She places her hand down on the Baron's chest, which you can see is a scorpion 3-creen, with an orange, like metallic kind of carapace. Very large and very physically imposing. The magic surges through them, and suddenly they are awakened.
I say, we don't have much time, but Baron. I'm sure you're very confused. We,
Yes, who are you?
well,
Hi, I'm Rondon Timbers. Nice to meet you.
Why
That's
is
Rondon
Rondon
Timbers.
Timbers in front of me?
We're Baron Dudagast. We are friends of Antorian. He sent us to seek you out.
And Torian.
Yes. I believe you are friends with Antorian as well.
Very much so. You can see that he looks up to see Uldred, and suddenly he reaches for a weapon that's not there, essentially.
Right.
no,
Yeah.
no, please,
Hold a hand out.
please. We stand no chance, even if we wanted to, which currently, and I look back to Uldred, we have no desire to do that. And when I look back, kind of like assuredly, like, hey, you see this? Like, I'm telling him no.
Friends!
Yeah, like, he's dumb. Like, he hasn't figured you out yet. So yeah, yeah, that's it. That's what I say. No.
What do you know of the events that have transpired? Do you know where you are?
I am deep beneath the city of Onor. If I'm not mistaken, I am in the Amethyst Domain.
You are? That's good. That's good that you remember that.
Do you know why? Do you know what's happened to you?
Yes, I consorted with Antorian. Time is a little hazy, but he had told me that something was stirring deep beneath Onor, and that if it was not addressed, that it would come crawling out of the depths of the abyss and take the city. That is why I chose to go down alone. And I hoped to put a stop to it, but... And he looks over towards Uldred. I could not put a stop to it.
We are asking you to put aside your previous notions of the folk of Amethyst and of Lord Uldred. We are treating for your release and in hopes for your friendship between you two people, so that both of your people can benefit from their relationship, and perhaps the world can be put right once again. I'm sorry, forgive me. The Baron was below when the sun went out? Or it was after the sun went out? The darkening.
His conversation with Antorian was before, but that's all I know.
So the conversation with Antorian was before. Let me see my timeline here.
Oh. Woo! Sheesh!
There is a small part about when Uldred was like, I can hear all in the whatever, and I was like, well, hear this. A small part. I wanted to, but didn't want to die. I just want to know that that's what I was thinking about.
Oh,
The Baron had disappeared after the veil descended. But the conversation with Antorian happened before.
So he's aware of the
Yes.
thing. Okay. So when I say we can set the world right, he's not like, what are you talking about, man? The world's fine.
you hippie.
Brother.
Okay. What was the last thing you said, Tyler?
We're hoping to treaty for your release and for a friendship between your two people so that both your people can benefit and we can work together to set the world right.
Okay. So I say to the Baron, I say, although he is not one to live in fear, it seems his only desire is to protect his people. And you were powerful enough to be the conduit of the 5 shards that surround you. We need to find another power that can do that. Or somehow provide him a way to protect his people currently and in the future.
Go ahead and make a persuasion with advantage.
Okay. Thank God. Okay, so the first one was a 10. The second one was a 24. So thank God for advantage. I roll a 19.
Yes.
I roll a 5 and a 19.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
A treaty, you say? Well, I am open to the idea. I would want assurance there would be no betrayal. Do you deny, Lord Uldred, that it was your plan to overtake Onor? No. I do not deny it. I do what I must to help my people. But these mortals around me can assure a mutually beneficial agreement. The Baron says, so you propose that we split our forces with the cult? Share our shards? He's asking you all, yeah.
Either,
I
I was going to just say either that or aid each other when needed in battle or foreign affairs of any kind.
Without the Baron, it seems foolish to have all the shards here in one location where their power can't be fully used. Better to share them so that more people can take advantage of their power to defend both Onor and your realm.
Yes, but without the Baron, these shards prove little use to me.
if you will allow us, we may be able to use the shards to make tangible, quantifiable progress toward restoring the world the way it was and lifting the veil. We do not ask for them as a reward, but we ask for them so that we can fulfill that mission.
Uldred, if I might ask, how long do you predict without the shards your people would last without suffering? I don't ask how long they would last until defeat, forgive me, but how long would they last without suffering?
I do not know. But I know that we have managed to keep the Citadel safe ever since we've had these.
There is one other in your dungeons. Caligast the Beholder. I heard him say to Balefire that there is another power source, but he said it was beyond her reach. He may have an answer that between all of us we can work together to find whatever this thing is. The resources of your people, Uldred, the resources of Onor, and I can't speak for my friends, but I would do what I can to see that done, if there's anything that I can do.
And you better believe that I am gonna back up Dan.
I thought you were going to say, and you better believe that I am Rondon Timbers.
Believe it.
It'd be such a Rondon
Why is
move.
Rondon Timbers in front of me?
Send for the Beholder. Some time passes. Eventually, Caligast is brought before all of you.
While the time is passing, I would like to fill the Baron in on Kretchik and what's going on there.
Okay.
Just kind of quick overview, like, hey, here's what we've learned. We think that she's kind of a piece of crap. Here's why. Just a really quick.
Yeah, and also, while that's happening, I asked the Baron not the Baron, Uldred. I asked him, I just want to know if is he the only lord that has ever served the Amethyst people, or were there others before him? And then kind of like when did the war start and what caused it? And basically, with all due respect, if he doesn't want to answer any of that, I totally understand.
Sure. You learn that Uldred has always been the leader of the Amethyst cult.
Okay.
He discloses with you that he is essentially as old as the world is.
Okay. Very impressive.
Cool.
I'm just making notes just for the sake of time and not to roleplay, but just when he says that, I want him to know that it is clear to me that I am in the presence of somebody wise and full of wisdom.
Yeah. And you would know somewhat of this religiously.
Sure.
That Arteria created. Arteria being the Crimson Maiden.
Yeah.
She created the Gemstone Dragons.
Okay. Very cool. Gucci.
Alongside Barazal, who is the immortal of dragons. So it was like a group effort.
Okay. And then, obviously, Kwanzang knows he's only hearing one side of the story, but what is Uldred's take on how this war started? Or were they just born into war?
He essentially explains that since there were different kinds of people, there has always been strife and struggle.
I thought that might be the case.
It is just a natural cause of differences between people.
Sure. Okay. Perfect.
Eventually, Caligas is brought into the room. He regards you all. Why have I been summoned here?
We overheard your conversation with Balefire, who is not speaking at the moment. You mentioned an alternative power source that's beyond our reach. We were hoping that you might be willing to offer that information. And Lord Uldred, forgive me, you have proven today that you are as merciful as you are wise. But if you would but consider, in exchange for this information, freedom for the Beholder, or at least a reduction of his sentence, so that he can live out his days in the world above.
We shall see what he proposes.
Caligast?
There are many ways to achieve this power, but one that would cause the least amount of strife would be to have a weapon forged of the shards themselves.
Who would be able to do something like that?
Legendary smiths are hard to come by. Perhaps an artifact passed down from generation to generation. He turns to look to the Baron.
Oh, I thought that he was going to say something to the Baron.
Nope, that was it.
Okay. You propose a weapon to be wielded by a warrior in defense of Uldred Citadel.
No, I propose it to be a stand-in for the Baron.
The conduit.
Correct.
It would need to be a forged shard, not just one in its current state.
Correct.
Lord Uldred, Baron, do either of you have great craftsmen among your people?
The Baron says, no, I don't think so.
Darn it, Baron, you're not giving us much to go with, buddy.
Could we put out a call? I would be willing, for my part, to lay every quill I have to hire this craftsman. And I know some. I'm a bit of a woodworker.
He's a woodworker.
But such things are beyond me.
Perhaps a familiar name that's coming to mind. And Torian wanted me to seek out William Harlow, a weapon stealer. Maybe he can get us in the right direction. Or he himself, a craftsman. Someone distributes these weapons to him. Have you ever heard of William Harlow, Baron?
I've heard whispers. Mostly does dealings in northern Primaris.
You were reaching for a weapon, Baron Dudagast. What is your weapon of choice? What do you normally wield?
He's like, this great sword made from a shard of the prime deities. Yeah. We're like, bro, for real?
I use a longsword.
Lord Uldred, is the Baron's longsword available? Not necessarily to return to him at this point if you don't feel that's appropriate, but do you have it?
I'm certain it's scattered around this place somewhere, but it is not something I would bet on finding again. Not unless you have a connection with the shards.
Do I have any sort of ping?
Not
on
from
the
where you
thing?
are right now.
I'd like to just kind of get a feel for how the Baron feels about this particular line of questioning.
Sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
6.
Oh.
He's a little hard to read.
Would you allow me some time to search? I was gonna say I was a hide and seek champion back in Berkshire. Or perhaps if you have any incense, I may be able to divine some guidance to find it specifically.
Are you telling the truth or are you lying? Are you going to use a divine? Or are you going to use...
I have divination prepared.
Okay. Is that what you're intending to do, is what I'm asking?
Yeah, if he has incense,
Okay.
I'm not going to ask for incense and then, like, ooh,
Sure.
not use it.
Gotcha. Surely enough, some incense is procured. Your request is
Okay.
granted.
Now, if I can have... Oh, it's just an action. Cool. So I kind of sit down the Apexis Flora across my lap, kind of taking in the meditative pose that I learned from Quan Sing. I close my eyes, and as the incense is kind of burning up around me, just Serafina, can you point me toward the longsword of the Baron? Where would I go to find it?
Your senses take you not very far from this room. The room before, while it is definitely encased and surrounded in amethyst, there's a lot of treasure in there as well. And sure enough, you're able to pinpoint it with that spell.
Lord Uldred, it is encased in the amethyst in the room before this one, where our first audience was. I can take you to it if you can remove it.
You're suddenly lifted up by some unseen force and brought with him as you soar to the other room, kind of using your visual guidance to let him know where it is. And eventually you do find the location.
Real quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Totally understand if it's a no. I prepared divination intending to use it as a ritual, but I didn't think to use it as a ritual in this moment. Is it okay if I took the 10 minutes, or should I mark off the spell slot? Because I didn't call it, and that's totally my bad. It was on my mind as I was looking over my spells today, and not now.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Just
That's all right. Okay, cool. It's always a no if you don't ask. So, he takes me to the sword. Or he takes me to the other room.
He takes you to the other room. You all see as Dane and Uldred are suddenly spirited away to the other room, and you find the location pointed out to him. And suddenly the amethyst cracks and breaks, and you can see that...
This could be like a perfect exchange. Good thinking, Mike.
It was give Presea the props. As this entire time, as they are going and doing this, I'm keeping an eye on the Baron just to see if he feels nervous about this or anything.
Gotcha. Eventually, from the amethyst itself, it's a great sword. I misspoke earlier. It's suddenly pulled from the amethyst, and immediately, Dane, as you get close to it, you can immediately feel that same kind of kindred pull. Kindred pull.
Wow.
As you are face to face, essentially, with a a legendary sword forged from the shard of a prime deity.
He turns and he cuts Uldred's head off.
That's exactly what I do. I snatch it out of the air and plunge it into. No, that's not. And then that thought leaves me for a second.
Okay.
After.
Damn, that'd be cool. No.
Yeah. I never wielded a sword. I bet I'd look awesome.
The two of you float back to the other chamber.
Is this what you were looking for?
Nah, do it again.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, crap. More incense.
Yeah.
Looks like it might be. Would this sword function as the conduit that you need?
Caligast speaks up.
Yes, that will definitely do.
And you can see... I'll say go ahead and make an insight check, Eric.
That one's better. 18.
18. You can see that the Baron is visibly uncomfortable. There appears to be some kind of like a great resistance to having this sword be given to Uldred.
Baron Taltic. I understand that leaving your weapon, your sword that may have been passed down to you as part of your role as champion of Onor. I understand that that's a tough loss to take, but I think the alternative is both the sword and you remain here. I think this is the best place to start with this mutual trust between Onor and Uldred, if you are willing to part with it.
I guess could I insight that? Like, why is because I guess I don't really know what's going on, right?
You don't have all the context, but you can kind of figure it out.
Okay, because I think yeah, I'll chime in. And should Projekt give you any issues when you return, you will have us at your side. Because we've explained that Projekt is kind of a psychopath and wants to take over, right? So
Go ahead and make that persuasion roll, Eric, with advantage.
Cool. Ooh. Nat 1 on the first roll.
Which you get to re-roll.
Not going to bother because I got a nat 20 on the second roll.
What the fuck?
dude, the complete opposite.
Yes.
Let's go. But just in case, let's just hear it. What would you
Mike,
have rolled?
just for that, I'm going to give you a good luck card.
Oh.
Hey!
Roll one more for us, Mike. I want to know what you'd have got.
It was still have been pretty good. Let's see. Persuasion would have been a 23.
Okay. We'll take it. We'll take it.
All right.
The 23, not the natural 20.
Yeah. Who needs that? With a nat 20, what is your high?
25. The middle card, please. There, Brandon.
All right. This one reads: this card may be handed to the DM at any time for the following benefit: plus 1d8 after making a skill or an attack roll.
1d8?
1d8.
Wow, that's pretty good. All right.
The other
really
cards
good.
were a d4 after making a saving throw, and the other one was a d6 after making a skill or attack roll. So
Oh, hell yeah.
you got
So you
pretty good.
Cap-
The highest one.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
On attack and saving throws, is that what it was?
Attack or a skill check.
Attack or skill check. Okay.
I
Got
say
it.
Brandon usually takes a picture too. You'll get the.
Do you want me to send you a picture, or do you want to?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So, with that fortuitous circumstance,
Again.
the Baron says, "You were right. If it is to bring peace and prosperity, and a way for us to bridge the gap between our two worlds, this is a worthy sacrifice. It's what my ancestors would have wanted. I am happy to give this up. May it bring you as much fortune and protection as it has brought Onor."
Uldred, do you find this agreeable?
Let us see. The blade spins in the air. You can see it as this very large greatsword, almost like a buster sword level, like size weapon. You know, like
Sure.
it's absolutely gigantic, and it is gold plated, and it has a very distinct, like a triangle shape in the center, where the shard just like pulses out, and you can see these almost like spidering kind of like veins, like pulse throughout the sword, creating this like almost like a thrumming diamond like sheen to it. It's very beautiful and very. You can tell this is a legendary weapon, obviously. Uldred then flies to the other end of the room and places the sword in the center where the Baron was. You can see them beginning to work and use pieces of the room itself to kind of like bring together, almost like a psionic, nearly kind of. It looks like the amethyst itself is like melding and moving, almost as if he can like morph it and change it at will. It looks very like semi-organic and mechanical like. And so as all of the shards are tethered, you can see that this energy begins to build. And as it begins to build, two of the shards suddenly overload and explode.
No.
But the machine continues going. Almost as if the two shards that are attached to it overload it.
Like the output from the sword was too great? Is that what I'm...
It's almost as if having 5 shards attached to it is too much for the sword to take.
Okay. Got it.
So did they burst? Like they're broken.
No. Like the tendrils that were holding them together,
tendrils.
like shot
Okay.
them apart.
Okay. So the shards. Okay. Got it.
My bad.
Ooh, I was nervous. I was like, we just
Oh, there we
blew
go.
up 2 shards. I guess we're done. Like,
You can hear a chuckle as the Nexus lights once again. And Uldred turns to face you all and says,
This is most agreeable.
So, what you gonna do with those extra shards? Well, actually, and with the shards that are not connected, what will you do with them?
You can see the shards suddenly lift up off the ground and begin to float towards you.
I put up one of my hand. Or I guess as like open palm, not like I'm gonna grab it. Like, will it come to my hand? Who knows?
I don't know what you're doing.
It's right here.
The shard is gently placed in your hand, Rondon.
Well, I didn't do that, but it chose me. It's warfare time.
Yeah.
And the other one simply floats in front of you all.
Sing, I think that's got your name written all over it.
You know, actually, Kwanzaa have mine too.
You
Dual
gave one
shards.
up already. It's your time.
I'll reach for it.
Okay.
Shine bright like a diamond.
And I suppose you may have Calagast. But do not be surprised if I call on you again.
We look forward to hearing from you.
I would ask you too.
Calagast actually pipes up and says,
I suppose that ownership has been passed now. But I have one request.
Ownership.
You misunderstand who we are, Calagast.
What is your request?
I ask that you free Sybil.
I turn to Uldred and I say, there are 2 other prisoners that would serve well in aiding us on our journeys moving forward. What are your plans with what the beetle, right? He's a beetle, right?
he's a dung beetle, yep.
Yeah. What are your plans with the dung beetle and the one called Sybil?
The Dung Defender is too powerful to have released. The other, if you should so wish, you may have her.
May I have one last request? Can we speak with the Dung Defender before we leave? Our hopes were to free as many people as we could. And I would like to let him know that this is his home for now.
I will allow you a conversation.
And of course, and I point around to the amethyst, you can hear all of it, Lord Uldred.
I suppose I underestimated you, mortals.
Well, next time just estimate us. No, I'm just...
Take him to the dungeon! No.
To further solidify the friendship between your two peoples, should an adequate replacement be found for the Baron's own weapon, would you allow him to take his ancestral sword, leaving no interruption in the defense of your city?
The means of achieving this power is of little consequence to me. If you should find a suitable replacement, you may take the sword.
I hope to return then someday to make that exchange. I'm not sure what our travel arrangements are from here, or how welcome we are to stay in your halls. We will not extend our stay beyond your mercy. Projekt has agents wandering the crystal caverns. Do we have a way of transport that might allow us to surpass them?
I will offer you one night of rest here. Beyond that, it is up to you to get home safely. I cannot draw upon any more resources.
A fair and wise ruling, thank you.
Very well. If there is nothing else, then I thank you for enlightening me and for making this a most agreeable transaction.
Thank you for allowing us an opportunity.
Take a look around this hall. Not many could do what you did here today. As you look at the horrified and petrified faces of all of those who came before you.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that.
You are then escorted out of the chambers, across the very long stretching bridge that overlooks the city, and taken into a more residential area of the Citadel, where you are accommodated to very comfortable and plush, all similarly violet themed or amethyst themed rooms. You are fed and you take to some much needed rest. And eventually you go to the Dung Defender.
Upon arrival, I guess, I address him, Dung Defender. Would you rise?
He does so as he turns toward you.
Lord Uldred has allowed us to set free Calagast and Sybil, but he would not let us set you free, and I am sorry for that. He speaks of you very highly and knows that you are very powerful.
It is quite all right. I have made my peace with my cell. The fact that you stand there before me is a testament to your willpower to set things right. And if there is one thing that you could do for me, though I do not have my freedom, I do wish for you to finish what I started.
I would see to it that we do nothing less. We will let Veritas know when we find him that you are alive and well. Well, as well as you can be.
Well is relative.
Well is relative. Is there anything else you would like us to tell him?
Tell him that I send my regards. And that I hope to see him again someday.
Lastly, before our friend Pip died, she wore this mantle. Holding out the mantle again. And she was able to call forth the circus that Veritas used to control. We've since lost it. I wonder if there we should search for Veritas. Or if there's any other place that you can think of that we should start.
I have some idea. I would search in Grimhild.
Grimhild.
My gosh, Constant is Veritas your dad?
That'd be wild, wouldn't it?
Within Synthramol, seek out the city of Blightmire.
Right.
Before being known as the Blood Striker, he was a part of a family known as the Blackmoors.
Blackmoors?
Mm-hmm. And it's more as in Moore.
Okay.
I suspect he may have returned home.
Well, I hope we can find him. To send your regards.
It's weird to think of Veritas as just a dude. Like, I'm going to stay with my parents for a bit.
He's like, dude, there's no rent. My mom
Right.
makes a meal every night. Like,
Right.
I'm not getting chased down by Alcaster.
Pay off my student debt.
You just call him Alcaster?
Yeah, Alistair Lancaster.
It's a portmanteau.
Thank you for all that you've accomplished. We look to not let you down. And then I bow to him.
He says nothing as you are all escorted out. Sybil is freed. And as she is, she says, I'll take that 60 quill now.
As she's freed, I'll say, this is just a reminder how important we are, is it not?
Very impressive.
Remember, she was all like, you guys are idiots. I can't believe you got put in here.
Point of order. I already removed that from my inventory, and it's just lying on the floor of the cell. Do I have to
Okay.
give her 60 more?
No, no.
Okay.
So then she went in and got it then.
Yeah, and Rondon gave her $60, so...
Which is like
Amer-
8 quills, so...
Yeah, American USD.
Yeah. It has
What's
very
the conversion rate now?
little- Well, in this economy, not very good.
Eventually you are all let out and
I'm about
taken
go
to the
punch
ridge.
Patrick.
That same pathway that you had used to look down at the city oh so long ago.
Sorry, before we leave...
Yes.
I want to ask the Baron, because we don't know what kind of reception we're going to get from the is it the Blades of Onor, is that what they're
The
called?
Shades.
Shades.
Yeah.
Forgive me. We don't know what kind of reception we're going to get from them. We don't know what they're going to report back to Kretchik. We don't want Kretchik to know ahead of time. I'm going to ask him if he'll submit to traveling under a polymorph spell.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. It's really for everyone's safety. Plus
Oh, I
6
can't wait
persuasion.
to force Kretchik to pay us.
17.
And then curb stomp her.
Yeah.
He reluctantly agrees.
Okay. I take no pleasure in it, but I turn him into a frilly pink owl.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay.
No. I do that same owl that I... Well, I guess I'll ask him. Does he have a preference? I really been talking loud. Does he have a preference?
He's like, I want to be a yellow scorpion.
No,
Oh.
he doesn't have a preference.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll do that if I can, again with the polymorph and the coloring, since it's a little different from wild shape. If I can do that amethyst colored owl again.
Okay.
That's a 3rd level, so that gets me
I think it's a 4th level.
polymorph. You're right. It's 4th level. But we got a long rest, right?
Yes.
So I have 2 4th level spell slots. Okay. So that way when we're leaving, we don't have the Baron. And maybe we can look like we're running, like, oh no, we gotta get away. We've escaped.
Alright, so you were taken to the ridge where you had descended down. And you can see that the sentinels that were there were in fact what looked like constructs of some kind. And as you are led up the ridge, your escorts leave you to return back to the city. And you are left looking back on the Amethyst domain, having thoroughly and effectively aced that encounter. And that's what we'll pick up next time.
Oh, buddy.
Dear God. Dude, I was so
That-
heckin' nervous.
Yes.
Yeah, you did. You killed it, dude. You had nothing to worry about. You were doing great. There's no
Well,
reason.
the
for me
dice
to,
was...
there's no
Thank
reason
you.
for me to ever chime in.
Good job, everyone.
And thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, no, thanks, Brandon.
Zip zap zoop braid.
Oh.
That was like the most diplomatic D&D session.
My
Ti-
alarm is going off for work in 6 hours, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep because my heart's still beating so fast.
Tyler just straight up read quotes from the Lord of the Rings to get that done.
That's okay.
No,
I was joking, but
Oh.
it sounded like it.
I put in player chat that I put my Bilbo Baggins pants on when he was like trying to butter up Smaug.
Yeah.
I did want to work in a chiefest and greatest of calamities, but I didn't think of it at the moment. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
guys.
no, Mike, I just saw your comment in player chat. 100%, I thought we were gonna have to use the Eye of Aragon.
So
I
So
thought there
I
was
got
no
a-
other way around it.
I got a message in Slack that Presea was whispering to me about the Baron lying when he said he didn't know anything about a way to make weapons.
Oh,
And so that's where that questioning from me came from. That was
got it.
Presea picking up on that.
Nice.
She
Thanks,
was there.
Presea.
She was
Yep.
also
Yeah.
there.
Right. Right.
Surprises me every time.
Yeah. Oh shit. Just.
One other thing that I want to point back to,
Uh-huh.
because I took notes when we were talking to that oracle, all the information it gave us.
Mm-hmm.
Leonin and Sasha Quartermain, once a prestigious family, lost everything to preserve the interest of their newborn child. They now reside deep within a prison, within the depths of the dungeon of Karis Dol, within Grimhild. If you are to find them, you must align yourself with the Blackmore family.
Yes.
Search for the 3 spires of Synthramal.
It's all coming together.
So Veritas might actually be your dad.
No, Veritas might actually be my dad's slave owner. I don't know, like,
What the fuck?
Maybe.
Veritas Quartermain.
I gotta align myself with the Blackmores to free my dad who's in prison. You know what I mean? Maybe they're the
Right.
ones who put him there. Or they're just the ones who know how to get him out.
It's possible. It's still weird to think of Veritas as just a dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've already seen somebody imprisoning their own father. So this is Veritas's father imprisoning his son, who is your father.
Veritas' grandpa.
Yeah.
Wait till I put his mantle on and just straight up wreck him.
Hell, if he's a vampire, he could be your great-great-great-grandpa, right? I mean, he's been around forever.
Well, I guess it'll be dependent on if he's a vampire because of the cloak. Remember how it changed Pip?
Mm-hmm.
He might not be a vampire. We might get to see Veritas very vulnerable. He might be like a turtle or something.
Yeah, he's got glasses with tape in the middle. Hey, guys.
Right.
Dude,
It's
I
good
would
to see you again.
love that times 1,000. That would be... He's just some super dweeb.
And on that note,
Yeah, let's wrap up the...
Mom,
we
where's the Mountain Dew?
would like to thank you all for sticking with us through the internet issues and whatnot. We've enjoyed having you. Those of you who are still here, those of you who stop by, and those of you who watch our stuff after the fact. We love all of you because we like doing this and it feels good to see the views and stuff. We shall return tomorrow to
That's right.
see what goes on with the return to Onor and what is to happen with Kretchik and the Baron. And in the meantime, Mac?
Yeah, so if you liked our artwork that's, surrounding our borders, that is, you can find her on Instagram, at Taniguchi. That is Maili Taniguchi, if I remember correctly, because I'm dumb at sometimes. Anyways, also the other incidental art, our nice fancy portraits are from Off Meets World. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at all RNG Presents. Just to kind of keep up with us as well. And I think that's all I have. As well, if you're checking this out and you have a Facebook, go check out Average Gaming, AVG
You're
AVG
close.
Drew. I'm close.
Nope, you're not. You're still
Nope.
off. AVG.
Sorry.
Crook.
Crook. Thank you.
AVG
Sorry, I am
Average
dumb.
Drew.
He's an average
buddy.
Drew, but yeah, check him out on Facebook Gaming. Again, that is AVG Crook, CROOK.
There's our flow page.
And that's it.
Our flow page is now in the comments as well. And
Yeah.
we're so thankful for all of you who watch, listen, and do all the other things.
All
Big
right,
thank you
everyone.
to Trains, and big thank you to Max Curls
That's
for
true.
sponsoring tonight's episode.
Trains and curls.
Trains and
Train-
Curls.
Thank
Trains
you,
and
everybody. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.